Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. In the last half an hour, a lot of things have happened. So sorry for the slight delay. We have the India squad announcement for the Test series with Australia. I didn't think it was coming today, to be honest. And then I knew the New Zealand one was coming, but I didn't know about the Test one. So we have one day T20 for the New Zealand series and the India-Australia Test. Let me know, everyone, your thoughts. Aapka kya raai hai? KL Rahul, vice captain. Chirag bhai, if you're watching of the Test series. Also, we'll discuss Pakistan versus New Zealand. That was a great game. Glenn Phillips, my sunriser, what an innings, man. Outstanding innings to win New Zealand the series. Kya inning thi बेहतरीन. ओ फटाफट पोस्टर निकला हीरो आप किधर है भाई आपको भी इनवाइट है आ जाओ बात करेंगे but yeah I think we'll discuss whatever comments you have. Let me know. Let's start off with the Test team. So I'm reacting to it right now. I didn't have time to go through it because I had a football show just before this, so मैं उतना analyze करा नहीं. I just know that Ishan Kishan is in and KL Rahul's vice captain. So India squad for the Test series versus Australia. Here we go. Rohit Sharma captain, KL Rahul vice captain, Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, KS Bharat, Ishan Kishan, Ravi Ashwin, Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Ravindra Jadeja, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, Umesh Yadav, Jaydev Unadkat and Surya Kumar Yadav. यहाँ पे जडेजा subject to fitness, तो अब नहीं मालूम अगर उन्हें खेलेंगे नहीं खेलेंगे. Very strong squad. I am thrilled with the Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar inclusion. Whether they'll get a start, I don't think they will, but it's good to they're going like this. It's an aggressive kind of squad. Kishan and Sky, Ibrahim bhai, you've joined me. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. I think this is a good aggressive approach. They don't have Rishabh Pant. He is the guy, to take down Australia. He's the guy to take down Nathan Lyon. Who are your replacements? Your replacement, Ishan Kishan, he's like for like. And then you have Surya Kumar, two aggressive batsmen. Whether they'll both get a game or they both won't get a game or one will get a game, we don't know yet. Lekin, I think it's good intent. It's good aggressive intent showing Australia that we'll come at you. Yes, they're not proven Test players. I don't know how regularly they played Ranji Trophy. And I don't know what the record is right now. But it just shows good aggressive intent from India against Australia is coming, no problem. I know some of them are T20 players, limited over players, but we will go on the attack. KS Bharat is also there. I think that's a good inclusion. That's sensible. He's a very good keeper, and in Indian conditions, you need a keeper who can really handle the likes of Ashwin, Akshar Patel if Jadeja plays him, because it'll be quick turning pitches. I think it'll turn a lot. That's just what I feel on at least 2 or 3 of the matches. who opens the batting, Gill or KL with Rahul? Bhai, KL Rahul is your vice captain. The answer is there. Unless KL Rahul is not fit, he is opening the batting with Rohit Sharma. That's not my opinion. I just think that's going to happen. That because he's vice captain. Or kuch hai nahi isme. If KL Rahul is not fit or Rohit Sharma is not fit, we don't know with these guys in terms of fitness. Agar dono fit है दोनों खेलेंगे, अगर एक फिट नहीं है तो फिर गिल आएगा, ये होगा. Why is Chirag, why is KL, why is captain? Now Gill will have to sit after scoring century in last innings. Yes, he will have to. It is what it is. KL Rahul is vice captain. Look, if I give my personal opinion, I don't think he should have been vice captain because they won the series against Bangladesh, so maybe that's why they're backing him, but it wasn't that impressive. His captaincy over there and his batting performance has not been impressive, but it goes to show they're backing him for the full. Now it's KL Rahul's time to shine. Now he knows that he has to pick up his bat and score runs against Australia. This might be one of the last few chances for him, and if he scores big, it will reflect on his other formats as well. It will give him confidence in T20s and one days. One question what I want to ask everybody is, remember Rohit Sharma said we don't crisscross formats. What do you think of that Surya Kumar and Ishan Kishan inclusion? Because I haven't seen them play. I know Ishan Kishan before has played a lot of red ball, but I haven't seen them play recently. So isn't he crisscrossing formats? Isn't he looking at other formats in inclusion? What are your thoughts? So what is the scenario on Test Championship? India has to win Australia and they qualify. So there's a lot of permutations, but the simple thing is if India win 3-1 or 3-0, they are through to the World Test Championship final. If it's 2-1, then it depends on Sri Lanka, New Zealand. If Sri Lanka win both their games, then Sri Lanka will go through. If India don't win 3-1 or 3-0, then like if it's 2-2 and Sri Lanka don't win against New Zealand, if they lose both their games, then that reflects. Then there's the South Africa, West Indies. So we'll closer to the time, we'll have an accurate graph and everything with showing that, but there's a lot of permutations. But the simple thing is if India win 3-1 or 3-0 or 4-0, they are through to the World Test Championship final. That's the easy thing for now. There are other permutations depending on other results. If India don't win 3-1 or thing, they can still go through, but they have to depend on the Sri Lanka New Zealand series and the West Indies South Africa series. So whoever's joined me, thank you so much. Bahut shukriya. Really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe and send in your questions and comments. Seems like BCCI was waiting for one innings from KL to add him in Australia series. ऐसी दिख रहा. सूर्या को मौका मिलेगा क्या? देखो मेरे हिसाब से शायद पहले टेस्ट मैच में नहीं मिलेगा उसको. आई थिंक ईशान किशन एंड केएस भरत में टॉस अप होगा. आई फील दैट केएस भरत हैज द अपर हैंड. लेकिन सूर्या इज ही गोइंग टू be bumped up in place of Iyer, in place of Pujara? No, I don't think so. I don't think Surya को पहले टेस्ट मैच मेरे हिसाब से अभी मुझे नहीं लग रहा. They both recently played Ranji Trophy just before New Zealand series. Sky did score a 90. Not sure about Kishan's performance. Okay, that's good to know. Sky scored a 90. Like they don't play consistent red ball cricket, so I'm not sure exactly. But do you think that? My question is, do you think it was his performance there, like? In the T20s which got him this call, or is it that performance, that 90 you're talking about? That's my question. So my initial thoughts on this squad, like I said, I think it's a very aggressive squad. It's a very good squad. Spin heavy, that means they're going to have some turning tracks. If I look at the fast bowlers, Mohammad Shami, Siraj, Umesh Yadav, Unadkat, I like that. I know a lot of people will be asking about Umran Malik. I personally don't mind that he's not in the squad, and I'll remind you, he's my favorite bowler, Umran Malik, but I think he has to be used very efficiently. He bowls very quick. This guy's a unique piece in India. He bowls 140, 150 plus, and he needs to be used like very smartly. I don't think he can play every single series, especially on Indian pitches. You have already Umesh Yadav, you have Siraj there, Shami. These guys are doing well. Back them. That's what I would do. How key has Glenn Phillips become for New Zealand? What a knock today. Look, I'll be very honest with you. Glenn Phillips was poor in this series. He was poor until today's innings. He was not. I was actually worried, the way he was playing. He did not look comfortable, and I'm like, bhai, I hope he's not dipping in form, or does he have a problem in subcontinental conditions? What is it? But today, the way he played out of his skin, what an innings! Aggressive intent. Very, very good batting from him. We'll get more into that match towards the middle or end of the show. But yeah, I think it was a great innings. Very, very good intent, very good approach. And, New Zealand almost lost that game. They collapsed in the middle. That reverse sweep changed everything that, which Mitchell played. He played a reverse sweep. And then also the other reverse sweep that Latham played, usme run out ho gaya. Williamson, reverse sweep ka kuch chakkar chal raha tha. And, but after that, the way Glenn Phillips played, outstanding innings. It's not easy. And there was not much due. I kept reading reports, listening to the commentary. There was not much due, so it was a very, very good innings on a wicket which was slow and conducive to turn. Wicket keeper chahiye. Surya किसकी जगह खेलेगा? No chance unless Puja get. Yeah, I agree. I think KS Bharat will play or Ishan Kishan will play. You have to have a keeper. So I don't think Surya will start. First test में Aksar या Jadeja will play. I think again it will depend on fitness. Right now it looks like Aksar because we don't know about Jadeja's injury. भाई उन्हें इंजर हुआ एशिया कप में दुबई में, वो नी बोर्ड जो इंसिडेंट था उसके बाद जडेजा कहीं नजर नहीं आया. वो कितना फिट होगा, कितने ओवर डालने वाला है बिफोर द सीरीज, यही सवाल उठेगा. I think he needs to play some cricket. Like if he plays cricket, whatever format, or if he doesn't play the one days, if he goes plays Ranji Trophy, then we'll be able to see. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult. It might just be Akshar Patel. Does Jadeja walk into the team without any cricket? That's a bit unlikely. I think he has to get some runs under his bat. And you have Akshar Patel. Also, don't be surprised that if they both play with Ashwin, that could be an option, right? तीनों खेल रहे, वो भी आपको है. Like you have that विकल्प कि तीनों स्पिनर को खिलाओ. अगर मैं देखा और कौन स्पिनर है ये टेस्ट टीम में, आपके कुलदीप भी है, तो कुलदीप, आई वुड प्ले कुलदीप, अक्षर एंड अश्विन. इफ जडेजा इज फुली फिट एंड ही इज bowling well, then I would go Ashwin, Jadeja and Kuldeep, but I won't be surprised if they go Aksar, Jadeja and Ashwin. That could also be a thing. First test में ये तो ले लिए. Yes, Phillips played very well even though he was struggling with an upset stomach and on tough conditions. He played out of his skin, and that strike rate to match, outstanding strike rate. Markram और क्लासन भी फॉर्म में नहीं है साउथ अफ्रीका T20 में. या आई नो दोनों फॉर्म में नहीं है. देखेंगे क्या होता है. होपफुली दे पिक अप फॉर्म, स्पेशली एडन मार्करम. ही माइट बी पोटेंशियल सनराइजर्स कैप्टन ऑफ हैदराबाद, तो वी नीड हिम टू गेट बैक इनटू फॉर्म. लेकिन अगर मैं और लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द अदर टू स्क्वाड्स. ये ऑस्ट्रेलिया टेस्ट सीरीज का ये पहले 2 मैच के लिए स्क्वाड अनाउंस हो गया. गिव योर रेटिंग्स आउट ऑफ 10. आई वुड प्रोबब्ली गिव इट 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a very good team, and it should give a good fight. Now let's go to the one-day team. One-day Rohit Sharma captain, Shubman Gill, Ishan Kishan. यहाँ पे vice captain, अच्छा हाँ, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, Surya Kumar Yadav, KS Bharat also in the one-day team. Hardik Pandya, Washington Sundar, Shahbaz Ahmed, Shardul Thakur, Chahal, Kuldeep, Mohammad Shami, Mohammad Siraj, Umran Malik. So Shahbaz Ahmed, he's the surprise inclusion over there, and Hardik Pandya is your vice captain. No KL Rahul, family commitments. It looks like he has family commitments, so KL Rahul won't be playing. Interesting squad over there. Middle order weak लग रहा है टेस्ट में. देखो अगर आप मिडिल ऑर्डर देखें, विराट कोहली आपके पास, पुजारा है, श्रेयस अय्यर है. श्रेयस अय्यर वेरी गुड अगेंस्ट स्पिन. फिर आप केएस भरत या ईशान किशन. अगेन केएस भरत, आई थिंक ही इज अ गुड बैट्समैन, डिसेंट बैट्समैन, बट यस ही इज नॉट ऑन पंत लेवल. सो आप बोल सकते थोड़ा वीक लग रहा है. इफ ईशान किशन प्लेज, दैट्स अनदर गैम्बल, बट I feel क्या बोलते, so we don't know exactly. It might be a bit weaker than if Pant was there. Of course the middle order is a bit weaker, but I wouldn't say it's weak. I still feel that इसमें रन से एक्सपीरियंस भी है, आपके पास यंगस्टर्स भी है, अच्छा बैलेंस बन सकता है ये टीम में. सही समीर भाई, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. हम देखेंगे न्यूजीलैंड को अपनी का और पाकिस्तान को दिखाएंगे कैसा क्रिकेट खेला जाता है. केएल राहुल इज गेटिंग मैरिड. अच्छा विनय, आर यू इनवाइटेड? फिलिप्स केम एज अ कीपर. अब उसने बॉलिंग भी सीख ली, बैटिंग भी अग्रेसिव करता है. प्लेयर्स ग्रो इन न्यूजीलैंड टीम. या मैन, दिस गाय इज जस्ट all utility. I won't be surprised ki in certain games where he's keeping for 10 overs and then he bowls a couple overs and gets his gloves back on, like how we do in league cricket. If you play Unatkat, then it gives them an extra batting option. Do you really need an extra batting option if you're playing Aksar and Ashwin? I don't think you need an extra batting option, Vinay. I would just go with your two main fast bowlers, whether that's Shami or Siraj, or I would personally don't mind Siraj and Umesh Yadav. That's a good pairing as well. बुमराह फिर से नहीं है टेस्ट स्क्वाड में. भाई शुक्र है, एटलीस्ट क्लैरिटी है कि इज नॉट फिट नाउ. अगर उसको लेके आप फिर बोलते हैं 2 दिन पहले कि नो ही इज नॉट फिट, ही इज आउट ऑफ द स्क्वाड, वी आर गेटिंग अ रिप्लेसमेंट. एटलीस्ट देयर इज क्लैरिटी. ओके, बुमराह इज नॉट फिट, वी गोना प्लान अकॉर्डिंगली. आपके ये बॉलर हैं, ये खिलाड़ी आपके स्क्वाड में, और इनके साथ खेलेंगे. आई विश हिम अ वेरी स्पीडी रिकवरी. बुमराह इज योर की प्लेयर फॉर द वर्ल्ड कप. ही हैज, आई थिंक ही नीड्स टू बी फिट फॉर दैट. इफ ही इज नॉट, इट्स ओके, वी कांट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट, बट आई थिंक दैट्स गोना बी द मेन गोल विद जसप्रीत बुमराह. माता जब आता दुश्मन बर्बार के कमजोर से क्या मजा. If not, if Pant not there, Bharat is there, but Unatkat also provides another option. He provides an option, but I don't think you need to bat that deep, Vinay. Like go like again Unatkat, he's had a very good Ranchi Trophy season. I'm not denying that, but this is you also have to look at bowlers who have played consistently for India, because it's a very big series. You can't afford like losses here. You have to win 3-1 or 3-0 to confirm qualification. So I think Unatkat might get nervous. He might be thinking, I'm not sure. I would just go and try and test it. I'm not saying he's not a bad option. He's a good option, of course, but I just go with these guys. Kai played 2 Ranji Trophy matches, scored 220 runs, highest 95. Kishan played 2 games, scored 180 runs, highest 132. Again, I will ask you, this was probably before the Bangladesh series, but they both weren't in the Bangladesh Test series. So again, my question is, Ibrahim bhai, were they picked because of these performances or because of their white ball? Vineko Shetty ne played Dhona. But yeah, I think overall, now the one-day squad, what I was just looking at it, it's similar to what we're seeing in Sri Lanka. Of course, there's no KL Rahul, but so it'll be interesting who opens the batting. Will it be no? Of course, it'll be, I think, Rohit and Shubman. Who will play instead of KL Rahul? It looks like it'll be Ishan Kishan. KS Bharat is there in the one-days, but I would go Kishan in one-days. In Test, you can probably go Bharat over Kishan for the Test matches. भाई क्या न्यूजीलैंड के लिए सिलेक्शन हो गया है टीम इंडिया का? हाँ, अभी वही डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. वनडे का भी हो गया, T20 का हो गया. T20 में हार्दिक पांड्या कैप्टन, सूर्य कुमार वाइस कैप्टन, ईशान किशन, गायकवाड़, शुभमन गिल, दीपक हुडा, राहुल त्रिपाठी, जितेश शर्मा इज योर अदर विकेट कीपिंग ऑप्शन, वॉशिंगटन सुंदर, कुलदीप यादव, चहल, अर्शदीप, उमरान मलिक, शिवम अवी, पृथ्वी शॉ and Mukesh Kumar. Welcome back, Mr. Prithvi Shaw, the guy I really wanted to see. There was a lot of rumors going on and this and that, but he is in the team. It shows domestic performances will always count, and I'm very excited to see Prithvi Shaw. I hope he gets a game, and I'm very excited कि भाई इसका selection हो गया. बहुत जबरदस्त है, इन्हें बहुत अच्छा फॉर्म में चल रहा है, and थोड़ा सा X factor player है. He's captain the Indian under-19 team, so there is talent in that man. Now it's about, he's gotten his chance. If he plays in the 11, he has to make the most of it. गिल फिर मौका नहीं मिलेगा टेस्ट में, ऐसे ही लग रहा सर. अगर मगर मुझे ऐसा दिख रहा है कि I don't mind if Shreyas Iyer doesn't perform in the first couple games. For example, if there's that short ball issue again, then you play Shubman Gill in his position. I know you'll say कि भाई other options है, Surya को खिलाओ, ये खिलाओ, but Shubman Gill has been regular part of the Test squad. He's played Test cricket. He's played in Australia, had an outstanding 90 at Perth. He understands these conditions. तो उस हिसाब से I think, अरे इश्क आगे क्या बात है अमन पाजी, पंजाब किंग्स विल विन. आप मेरे को हर साल ये बोलते हैं, आप जितने भी साल मुझे जानते हैं, पंजाब किंग्स विल विन, और अभी आज तक हैदराबाद still has more trophies than Punjab. So आप मेरे को बताओ क्यों? Again, if KS Bharat plays no left-hander in top 6, जरा सा प्रेशर आता है. राहुल द्रविड़ लेफ्ट-हैंडर भेज देता है, लेकिन टीम उस हिसाब से नहीं बनाता. Crazy man. Yeah, look, again, like in the one days, you're talking about the Test as well, right? In the Test also there's no left-hander. So yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. तो भाई मुकेश कुमार को सब मौका देंगे. देखो, अब देखेंगे मौका मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा. It's difficult. I think Mukesh Kumar, if he'll play every game, but maybe he'll get a chance for sure in one game. Where am I from? Sunil Bhai is asking. I am originally from Hyderabad, India, based in the Middle East, and yeah, that's all. For now. Yeah, और भी जो भी सवाल है कमेंट से बताते रहिए. Now, the T20 squad, what has confirmed to me is that Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are not going to play T20s this year. They're going to see what happens in the One Day World Cup, and then let's see what happens if they get selected for the T20 World Cup next year. Lekin this year, they're not going to play T20s. All the focus is on the One Day World Cup, and this is where they're going to get their rest. They've not been rested, they've not been picked. That means they've not been selected. You can say they've been dropped or whatever it is, but basically the communication is कि भाई आप लोग वन डे और टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप पे फोकस करो और T20 हार्दिक पांड्या संभाल लेगा. भाई अगर मार्करम ऐसे T20 में कैप्टनसी अच्छे से नहीं किया, क्या एसआरएच का कैप्टन बनेगा? देखो, ये बहुत अच्छा सवाल है और मेरे हिसाब से शायद नहीं बनेगा, बिकॉज ये सेम फ्रेंचाइज ओनर्स वहीं पे बैठे हुए हैं और वो दे हैव अ क्लोज आई ऑन मार्करम, एंड इफ ही डज नॉट परफॉर्म, इफ ही डजंट थिंक, बट आल्सो दे हैव टू टेक इनटू कंसीडरेशन हिज टीम. His team is going to be completely different in Hyderabad. It's going to be a stronger team than the team he has right now. I think this team is weaker on paper compared to the other SC T20 teams. वो तो छोड़ दो हैदराबाद के साथ कंपेयर करना, मगर ये जो टीम है ईस्टर्न केप लिपका it's weaker than the other teams on paper in the SA T20. तो उस हिसाब से I don't think utna bhi they should focus. If they want to make him captain, give him the responsibility. He's already captain thing. He can take this experience and hopefully he can do a good job over there. But हाँ, like सवाल तो आज तो रूट ओपन आया रॉबिन उत्तपा के साथ, वो भी चल रहा था भाई. एक टाइम पे कितना क्रिकेट, 3 मैचेस चल रहे थे एक टाइम पे, एक फोन पे, एक लैपटॉप पे, एक टीवी पे. So yeah, there's a lot of cricket going on, man. That Dubai T20, very nice opening ceremony, but like again, the stadium wasn't full. There's less crowd, whereas South Africa there's more crowd. That looks more entertaining right now. But I liked Robin Powell's innings today. I was watching that. I got a quick glimpse of that. I enjoyed watching his innings. So thoda sa excitement leke aaya usme. I didn't see the second innings. I'll have to catch up on the highlights over there. But they won very comfortably. Dubai Capitals, and Shah Rukh Khan was in the stands. He was there opening ceremony. Pacha was also there. So yeah, and one thing I noticed is that SAT20 में ज़्यादातर आपके पास modern players है जो अभी currently खेल रहे हैं, whereas UAE you have some modern players like Russell and these guys, but then you have some retired players. Ravi Bopara I saw today. There was Robin Uthappa, Yusuf Pathan. So it's like that. But cricket is cricket. We'll enjoy whoever is playing wherever they're playing. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think about the India squads. Are you satisfied with the squad? Are you not satisfied with the squad? और क्या आपको देखना था, स्पेशली टेस्ट, बिकॉज वो बहुत बड़ा सीरीज है इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया. दैट्स गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी वेरी बिग सीरीज. तो हाउ मच वुड यू गिव इट आउट ऑफ 10? व्हाट डू यू थिंक is missing? I know Chirag bhai is not happy with the KL Rahul inclusion, but he is going to be there. Pakistan's habit of losing from winning situation is constant. Yeah, man, I can't believe that they let the series go. Let's go into the eye test and talk about that game. So Pakistan won the toss. They elected to bat first. Advantage number 1. They lost 2 early wickets, a bit of a disadvantage. Fakhr Zaman bangs 100. Advantage. Rizwan strings a partnership with them. Advantage. Salman Agha comes, provides a very very good finish, scores some quick runs. Another advantage. He scored 45 or 43. 280, I thought it was above par total on this thing. I thought 250 would be very competitive as well. If you saw the last game, New Zealand defended 260. So मेरे हिसाब से 280 बहुत अच्छा score था. And Pakistan have disappointed again. That's all I can say. It's a very poor month for them. That England series, then drawing against New Zealand and almost losing that test series. We have to remember कि भाई वो जो test series था बाल बचे, उसमें एक विकेट ही बचा था. So it's been a very poor month. There'll be a lot of questions asked of Babar Azam. There'll be a lot of questions asked about the whole team. They have to take responsibility. Team selection also. Shahid Afridi आए chief selector, मगर आप पहला series हार गए, जो full series मिला उनको, आप series हार गए वो. There will be a lot of pressure on Pakistan right now, because in home conditions, when the ball is turning, you should be able to defend 280. First of all, hats off to New Zealand, the way they played. I felt that Conway, Williamson, and Mitchell, they all batted really well, but then they got out and Pakistan had the chance. That's where you grab your opportunity, and that's exactly what they did in the last game, Pakistan, when Conway and Conway and Williamson were smashing it. They just picked up a couple wickets, and that's it. Pura line lag gayi thi, and that's all they had to do today. And the pitch was getting slower and slower, and the ball was turning more. At one stage, in New Zealand were 205 for 6. 205 for 6. They collapsed from 160 for 2 to 205 for 6. और फिर Glenn Phillips आया. क्या इनिंग, पहले तो उसकी तारीफ करना है भाई. Sunriser, what a player. He was outstanding, very aggressive, counter-attacking intent, and it was just innings to remember. I think hats off to him. He has not had a good series, मगर जो aggressive intent के साथ खेला, उसका strike rate 150. He was not scared of the spinners, not scared of the fast bowlers. आने दो, ले बशीर दे बशीर, बस उन्हें ठोकते गया और सीरीज जिता दिया न्यूजीलैंड को. I was expecting Pakistan to win. I'll be very honest with you. I felt that Pakistan should have won this game. Going into this match, winning the toss first, scoring 280, I was backing Pakistan all the way. But New Zealand, man, first of all, credit to Kane Williamson, the way he always gets New Zealand out of tough situations. Again, chasing under lights over here where there was not much due. It was not an easy feat, but he made sure that his team, he contributed, and then Glenn Phillips came and finished it. He made sure also when that partnership was going on, between Fakhr and Rizwan, he did not panic. He stuck to his guns, and after Rizwan's wicket, that was a loose shot. Kya kar raha tha? I don't know. It was too narrow to cut, and he tried to cut it middle stump. Khad gaya. Like, I don't know why he was trying to do that. But after that, the way Williamson handled his bowlers, set the fields, they did concede some boundaries from Aga Salman, but he didn't let the score go above 300. Under 300, there's always a chance. Like, still, it was tough. So credit to the batsmen for what they did. It was great, man. Naseem को क्यों नहीं खिलाई? I think या तो इंजरी थी या उसको I think injury थी भाई. I don't. That's what I feel. You could say maybe he's rested, but they won't rest him for a decider. If they did, then I don't know, because look, Naseem Shah, if they wanted to rest him, they should have rested him earlier. But maybe it was injury issue, man. That's what I feel. Ibrahim, Pakistan collapsed towards the end. I thought they could have got over 300 at one stage. Look, New Zealand also collapsed in the first game, and they collapsed. In the last game, and in this game also, they collapsed in both games. New Zealand. But then their bowlers made up for it, right? In that last game, Pakistan's bowlers didn't make up for it in this game. They should have bowled better, and especially when you have 205 for 6, you have the pressure. The pressure's on the opposition. Still 6 runs and over. Field placement again was poor. I don't know what Babar's doing, and whenever boundaries hit, he started panicking, and everybody idhar udhar chale gaye. There was no planning, and look, they missed Naseem Shah. I completely agree. If he was there, it would have been maybe a different ball game for sure. You still have bowlers, man. Hasnain is not like a joke or anything like that. They have good bowlers. You have spinners as well. Just poor from Pakistan that they didn't win. New Zealand did poor in some areas as well. Faltu ke runouts, else they would have comfortably chased it. Pakistan ke bhi faltu ke runouts, New Zealand ke bhi faltu ke runouts. Also, Mitchell ka jo reverse sweep tha, wo bhi faltu ka tha. So New Zealand did make mistakes, and they were bailed out of jail from due to Glenn Phillips. They have to thank him. The way he batted, kya inning thi wo yaar, wo zabardast innings thi. I can't wait to see this guy in orange jersey. Kya player hai bhai. And now he's proven to me that he can play in subcontinent conditions. He can play on turning tracks, and this guy is a player to watch out for sure. It was this is what was missing from his game. I wanted to see on aise pitches pe kaisa khelenga. He can play, and that too on that strike rate. Nobody had that strike rate on this pitch. Even Pakistan batting first, no one played at that rate, and that was the difference between the two sides. It was Glenn Phillips. Otherwise, like you mentioned, Chirag bhai, both teams made mistakes. Both innings were going similar. There was very good starts and then collapse and everything. But the difference was Glenn Phillips. He didn't allow the collapse to completely go down and lose the thing. और ये लेथम अब इंडिया आगे हमसे आउट नहीं होगा यहाँ टेस्ट और ओडीआई में क्यों मैं कुछ क्या ही जाए. देखो, लेथम बहुत जबरदस्त प्लेयर स्पिन का, and that's why he plays very well. Against India, against Pakistan, there was certain games, especially in the test matches, that he played really well. Lekin I felt he was playing one shot too many. Against India, maybe he'll put some shots back in the locker and be a bit more careful the way he presents himself. I think that's what's going to happen with Latham, and I think unhe bhi marenga against India. He's a very good player of spin, Tom Latham, and already he's got this Tusker of Pakistan. He's played in subcontinent conditions now, and now they'll go to India. And I think New Zealand is well prepared for that India series, and India can't take them lightly for sure. Babar getting stumped in all 3 innings, bro. I don't understand. Aaj uska agar aap delivery dekhe, usme turning nahi hua, just went straight on like that, and I don't know what the hell he was doing. He was trying to play for the turn, or what was he doing, man? I don't know what happened, and I was upset because he was my fantasy pick, bro. Babar, you expect him to score big runs, and look, if I look at his last 10 innings, there are some big runs over there, big scores. लेकिन कहाँ है मैच विनिंग, सीरीज विनिंग? नहीं है बाबर में, रिजवान में भी नहीं है. इन लोग खाली करते. फखर जमान एक प्लेयर है जो मेरे को भरोसा है बड़े मैचेस में, वो भी कभी हिट एंड मिस है, बट व्हेन ही प्लेज इन इनिंग्स ही विल मेक श्योर द टीम विंस. दीस गाइस, मैन, इट्स वेरी रेयर अंडर प्रेशर दे परफॉर्म, एंड टुडे तो बैटिंग पहली थी. I don't know what Babar did there. Lekin still, for me, again, I'll criticize his captaincy more than his batting. Captaincy has to improve, man. Happy Lori, aapko bhi. Kurnoor Paji, thank you so much for joining. Happy Lori to all the viewers who have joined us. Babar को spin खेलने में दिक्कत होती है. बिल्कुल सही है. अगर आप T20 World Cup final में भी देखें, वहाँ पे आदिल रशीद जो गूगली दारा था, उसमें he couldn't read it. In the last game, I realized, because I think one of Ibrahim bhai or Vinesh bhai or Chirag bhai, someone said कि Bracewell से दिक्कत होती है उसको, and I noticed that in the last game, even though Bracewell didn't get him out, Babar was getting confused when the ball was turning into him in particular, and ये problem हो रहा है उसके साथ, and it's weird because even the likes of Rohit Sharma, Kohli also struggle against spin, but Babar, I didn't know he'll struggle like this, and it's becoming regular now that he's getting out to spin. I think Satner is really underrated. Intelligent bowler, good fielder, batting में under pressure contribute कर देता. I completely agree with you. He was my fantasy pick from New Zealand's thing in this game from New Zealand side, and he is very underrated, especially in these conditions. Santner is very underrated. Whenever there is a hint of turn, he will do well, and with like you said, fielding भी बहुत अच्छा करता and batting भी कर लेता उन्हें. Pressure. So I completely agree with that comment. Babar went off during middle of New Zealand innings, and Shark captaincy at that time was poor. Yeah, man, it was poor. And why did you make him vice captain when Rizwan is there? Rizwan has captain before he's captain like Multan, and he's been Babar's vice captain. So I don't get that. Just let Rizwan do the captaincy, man. Why did they name Shan as vice captain? I don't know. But in general, I'll tell you, Babar still, I'm not impressed with him. He was there in the other games. He was there. He's been there for the last couple of years. Whenever there's pressure situation, something happens, and he has a good team. Okay, there's no Naseem Shah, there's no Shaheen Shah Afridi, whatever. But like you're playing in conditions where the bowlers are still, good enough to get New Zealand out. You have those bowlers, and there were phases today where Pakistan were dominating, but then it's about converting that again. A series on the line. Fine, you're not getting like a World Cup for this or whatever. Series on the line, under pressure, Pakistan fail again. Now this is becoming a pattern. First, I used to think Pakistan punching above their weight, right? Like they reached the T20 semi-final, T20 final, and all that. Like now, what's happening is they're actually cracking under pressure, and they will have to address this because it's not only happening in big tournaments where they're losing; they're now losing in bilateral deciders as well. आज गंभीर क्या बोला कि रोहित शर्मा को मैं रिकी पॉन्टिंग से ऊपर रखता हूं क्योंकि पॉन्टिंग शिट ऑफ रन्स इन सब कॉन्टिनेंट भाई नहीं मेरे लिए पॉन्टिंग तो आगे यार पॉन्ट आई नो आई एम अ ह्यूज फैन ऑफ रोहित शर्मा एंड हिज बैटिंग लेकिन रिकी पॉन्टिंग भाई वेरी लाइक इफ ही सिंग दैट देन ही इज रियली अंडररेटिंग हिम ही वाज आउटस्टैंडिंग एज अ बैट्समैन आप पूरे फॉर्मेट्स देख लो उसके जो सेंचुरीज हुए जबरदस्त उसको आउट करना बहुत मुश्किल था ही रियली हैड रेयर पैचेस यू कैन सी हैड अ वेरी गुड टीम दैट्स व्हाई हिज कैप्टेंसी वाज गुड बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ बैटिंग दैट गाय यूज्ड टू लीड फ्रॉम द फ्रंट ही वाज वेरी गुड बैट्समैन रिकी पॉन्टिंग इंडिया के लिए इजी नहीं होगी न्यूजीलैंड सीरीज नहीं होगी बिकॉज देखो न्यूजीलैंड would already they've acclimatized to subcontinent conditions. India will be a bit similar. Yes, there will be some stark differences, lekin it will be a bit similar. They'll acclimatize also to the weather and everything. Again, wo bhi thoda similar hoga. So it won't be an easy series. I'm expecting India to win, but I think T20 will be a bit more closer because again you don't have your star players. So let's see what the youngsters do. One day as well, it's not going to be easy. And यहाँ पे आप दिखा दिए कि अगर आप थोड़ा सा टर्न है न्यूजीलैंड कैन ऑल्सो एडजस्ट दिस ये खासियत है न्यूजीलैंड की टीम एंड ऑल्सो इंग्लैंड if you notice they have options also Australia actually they have options for all conditions now they have spinners वो time चले गया कि भाई इन लोग आगे रैंक रनर लगाओ there's two reasons for it one reason is आपकी खुद की बैटिंग सब कॉन्टिनेंट टीम्स की उतना इंप्रेसिव नहीं है अगेंस्ट स्पिन as compared to the likes of Azharuddin Tendulkar Lakshman Inzama Yusuf, Mohammad Yusuf, Yunus Khan, and these guys. And the other thing is these teams also have quality spinners now. Like before, it was just Shane Warne, but the likes of Adil Rashid and all these guys are better than Konte Pele, Ashley Giles, and all that. Will Shaw get a game? Bro, only time will tell. He should get a game. I think he should get at least one game. Will he get a game? Only time will tell because I think who will be there? You have Ishan Kishan and Shubman Gill. I think they will start. But if one of them don't perform, then in the last game you can try. What's his name? Prithvi Shaw. It'll be in place of Shubman Gill because Ishan Kishan will be a wicket keeper unless he really fails. Then you bring in KS Bharat and then you get Prithvi Shaw. And I feel that Prithvi Shaw should get a game and he should be tested. If he doesn't get a game, I wouldn't be too disheartened because still there's an IPL to come. If he bangs the runs, then he'll get selected for T20s in the future for sure. So, mere hisab se that's okay. Do I want him to get a game? I think yes. IPL has helped China countries as well. Yes, that's a very, very good point. Playing on Indian pitches in subcontinent conditions. Rubbing shoulders with the likes of Harbhajan, Kumble in the past, and acclimatizing very well. Of course, it does help for sure, and also they've developed their players accordingly. That's how I think spinners have improved their game playing in these conditions all over the world. That's a good point, Chirag Bhai. So overall from the New Zealand Pakistan series, let me know who your man of the series is, man of the match is. I think a player of the match, no one will argue Glenn Phillips today easily. What an innings, 10 out of 10, outstanding stuff. And from Pakistan's point of view, it's going to be very disappointing in a few days. They'll have to really reflect. A lot of questions to be asked, and the media is also very harsh. ऐसा नहीं है कि आराम से उन लोग को they let it slide. उन लोग सीधा सवाल पूछेंगे. I don't know who came for the press conference after the game. If somebody knows, let me know. But I want to see कौन आया और क्या बोले, because it's been a poor month, 2 months now for Pakistan. After the T20 World Cup, वो final के बाद पूरा downhill चले गया उनके लिए. Again, I think Pakistan is like, when it comes to ICC events, they up their game. In bilaterals, they're not as good. Like, how much are how many times are you going to depend on other teams? How many times are you going to depend on a bit of luck? No, you have to make your own luck. And they have a good team. They have a team that can really compete in Indian conditions. In that World Cup, Pakistan have the fast bowlers if they're fully fit. They have the spinners. They have all rounders. They have batsmen. Now it's about changing that mentality, making a few tough calls, getting in more aggressive batting. That's one thing they have to do, and of course, injuries won't help. If they have the full squad, then that will, of course, make them even stronger. Warner once said that VVS Lakshman taught him to play spin when he was in SRH. There you go. And they were in SRH together for a long time, and David Warner has been outstanding in the IPL. After Kuldeep winning man of the match, again, hope he is not dropped now. I also hope that पाकिस्तान को चाचू की जरूरत है बिल्कुल यार. लाइक उसको क्यों नहीं ले रहे वनडे टीम में, उसको लेके आना. और T20s में आजम खान को भी ले लो बॉलर में. मेक इट मोर एग्रेसिव, मेक दिस सम एग्रेसिव चेंजेस, बिकॉज यू हैव द बॉलिंग टू बैक यू. अगर उन लोग नहीं परफॉर्म करे, ठीक है. ऐसा वैसा भी अगर ये जो आप करंट प्लेयर्स देख रहे हैं, शान मसूद, रिजवान, Babar Azam, ये लोग एक ही तरह खेल रहे हैं. इमाम उल हक, they play in the same manner. Fakhar Zaman is one out of the box, but he's also coming back from injury. फिर से उन्हें ऐसा दिख रहा है, he got injured. The way he ran and got run out, it looks like he got injured again. So, take some chances and believe in your bowlers to defend whatever they can. Even although today they didn't. Hockey World Cup, India won 2-0 against Spain. क्या बात है, Mubarak. I didn't see that game because there was too much cricket, but I'll go and watch the highlights. Thank you for the update, Gurnoor Paji. Gaikwad is also in T20 squad. So if Gillen Kishan fail, I think he'll get a chance. Oh yeah, that's a good point. But I would go Shaw. But that's a good point. Gaikwad is also there, and he will probably go ahead of Shaw. So Shaw will probably have to wait his turn. But I would play him, man. That's all I would say. But you're right over there. Pakistan needs a finisher at number 5. As their neighbor, I would love to help them by giving our star finisher KL Rahul to them. Bhai. KL Rahul. Chirag bhai, your thoughts on KL Rahul as vice captain? If Rohit Sharma is injured, then he will be captain. So let me know your thoughts. I actually know your thoughts. But yeah, in the chat, let us know. Let me know what you're, what you're giving New Zealand out of 10, what you're giving Pakistan out of 10, and who your man of the series was. Also, shout out to the way Bracewell bowled today. He only picked up a wicket, but very good economy of 4.4. And Sudhi and Ferguson both backed him. Yes, they were slightly expensive, but both picked up 5 wickets together. And three for Sudhi, 2 for Ferguson. And for them to perform on Pakistani pitches is not that easy, but they made the most of it and bowled really well. So shout out to them. Overall, it was a very good New Zealand performance, and they will be chuffed, man, with this series when it's a big win to win in Pakistan. It's a big win. Test squad is first 2 tests only. Yes, it is. It is only for first 2 tests. That I read as well. So things could change again. Jadeja's fitness will be something that we will have to look at. Will he be fully fit for the first 2 tests? If not, then maybe he could come for the next 2 tests. I don't think that'll happen. If Jadeja doesn't play in the first test, I don't think he's going to play right in the middle of the series, unless there's like emergency and suddenly he's fit and you can play him. Because I think Jadeja needs to get some game time under his belt. A bit doesn't mean a lot, but a bit, because he hasn't played cricket for so long. इतना लंबा ब्रेक, आई डोंट नो आप लोग क्या सोचते हैं, मगर मेरे लिए थोड़ा गैम्बल हो जाता वो कि एकदम से आके डाल रहे हैं. आई हैव नो डाउट ऑन जडेजा's ability और his skill as an all-rounder, लेकिन एकदम से उसको अगर आप घुसा देंगे टेस्ट मैच में बॉल 1 से विदाउट प्लेइंग एनी क्रिकेट बिफोर, थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएंगे मेरे हिसाब से. Yeah, and if we look at the SAT20 match, that was also finished. Mumbai lost. I mean, Cape Town, MI Cape Town have lost to the Durban Super Giants. Player of the match is Kyle Myers, 34 of 23, and then picked up a wicket for 10 runs as well. So congratulations. It's a bit of an upset, but still it's a good team. Durban's team. I like the team. It's decent. Although Mumbai should be winning every game. There's no excuse for losing the way. Look at their team, man. Deval Breves, Vander Dusen, Sam Curran, Rashid Khan. क्या तो भी है भाई ये Jofra Archer, Ollie Stone. Too much है ये team तो क्या कल सूर्या को मौका मिलेगा क्या? कल है मैच भाई, 1 मिनट रुक जाओ. कहाँ है इंडिया वर्सेस श्रीलंका? नहीं, संडे को है मैच. संडे को मौका कल संडे को मिल सकता है सूर्या को, बिकॉज दे सीरीज खत्म होगी. नाउ दे हैव टू लुक टू न्यूजीलैंड व्हिच इज ऑन वेडनेसडे, सो दे माइट रेस्ट अ प्लेयर एंड गिव सूर्या कुमार अ चांस. मे बी यू कैन रेस्ट अ श्रेयस अय्यर और समबडी एल्स, बट मिल तो सकता. आई वुड डू इट. आई नो लाइक सम पीपल आर सेइंग कि 11 खिलाओ मेक रिदम, बट आई फील दैट in a World Cup, you need to try. You need to have a 15 who is solid, and everyone needs to be in touch. And that's the only way you can do that is rotate. Yes, you can keep a smaller crop. Like instead of like 35 players, you can have 20 or 16, 17 players to choose from. But I think everyone should be given a chance. Don't just play one team every single match. That's just my opinion. I mean, you can differ with me. The reason why I'm saying that is, अगर कोई injury होगी या कुछ हो गया, you'll require the other player. एकदम से अगर उसको मौका नहीं मिला तो फिर कैसा वो रहेगा. How was the first game today in SA? Super Kings really disappointed. Man, it was an absolute demolition of the Super Kings. They got destroyed, in that game, and it was a poor performance from them. I felt that, batted very poorly, did not do justice, and Paul Royals, made a meal of that. Like, not a meal, they just chased very easily. Their bowling was Evan Jones and Fortune they both really impressed with 3 wickets each, and Gide's economy was outstanding. He bowled really well in Gide, I felt, and that game it was very one-sided. Also, although there was a turn there on the pitch, and also for the fast bowler there was something there, and they did pick up 3 wickets as well, the Super Kings. So if they got to 140, I think it would have been challenging. And it was a very, very low total. The rest, Rohit and Virat Kohli play Ishan and Sky. Then who will captain? KL Rahul? In this World Cup, all teams are equal. No one is favorite, and we give upper hand to India as a host nation, but no team going to this World Cup as a dominator. I think one team is a favorite, and that's England, because I think this England team, the way it is set up, that it can play in all conditions. They have shown that in the past, whether winning a T20 in Australia or, playing in their home conditions. Even, in India, the T20 World Cup, they lost in the final, but they performed really well in that World Cup. They have no issues playing in India because they have the team now. They have batsmen, they have good spin bowlers. If Jofra Archer is fit, Mark Wood is fit, and then they have Adil Rashid and these guys. If they have a full team with Bairstow and all these guys in, I think England are favorites. Because the way they play cricket, yes, it could be a gamble at times. They might lose to Ireland again, but in a lot of times, even in big games, they will run away with it, with the way they bat, with the way they bowl. It just depends on their availability, but I feel England is favorites going into the World Cup, because I just feel that the best white ball team out there right now in all conditions. In my opinion, same 11 should play, because ODI is about partnership and they play so less with each other that they should get time to understand each other. I agree with that, but then you still have ODIs now against New Zealand as well. So you need to build partnerships with people in the squad as well, not just in the 11. Because what happens if suddenly Shreyas gets banged by a short ball, gets injured, then you need Surya Kumar in, right? So he needs to get tested as well. That's what I feel. I'm just going with ifs and buts, but I feel that all 15 need to be in the game. Someone needs to get a chance. If you're going to go with 11, there's two things. One thing is the guy sitting on the bench is not getting any challenge, or he's not getting any experience, and the second thing is there's injury risk, because that the other guy is playing every single game. Vice captain is Hardik, vice captain Hardik. So Hardik to lead. I don't know. Faiz कहाँ है भाई? Faiz पता नहीं घूम रहे, party कर रहे. He said he'll try to join, and he said now he'll try to join, but I don't know if he's going to come today. But कल मिलेंगे आपको Faiz भाई. थोड़े busy थे आज, commitments थे उनको, लेकिन बहुत जल्द वापस जुड़ेंगे आपके साथ. Hopefully tomorrow. Pandya will captain, has his vice captain for the series, New Zealand ODI series. There you go. But will I rest Rohit? I don't know, man. Rohit, Kohli, maybe one you rest and you play the other one. I think maybe that's a call, but you could go either way. But that's what I would do. I would rest one and let Rohit Sharma get some games under his belt. Also, you don't want Rohit Sharma to get injured, so I understand where punter is coming from, but let Rohit Sharma captain as much as he can. I'll tell you why, because I felt that in that T20 World Cup, he didn't understand the strengths and weaknesses of some of his players. Even in the Asia Cup, and Arshdeep to a certain extent, Chahal, who didn't play who didn't play in the World Cup, but he played in the Asia Cup. So there's certain things where I think Rohit needs to be a bit more familiar with his players. Oh, Fez, the others, your spelling is wrong. Sarfaraz Khan, मौका कब मिलेगा? नहीं मालूम भाई, मिलना तो चाहिए मौका यार, क्या बंदा लगाता है. What do you guys think, Surya Kumar or Sarfaraz? Man, this is a very good point. This is for me. I need to criticize that. I think that Sarfaraz should have been selected. I feel he should have been selected in the squad. So I gave it 8.5 out of 10. I'll give it 8 out of 10 now because I think Sarfaraz should have been selected. बहुत ज़्यादा theory है उसके साथ. With the red ball, he's been in an outstanding form. He's played so well in domestic. उसको मौका तो मिलना चाहिए. At least squad में रखो यारो. Squad में नहीं है, right? उन्हें तो what if Bumrah plays IPL till end with injury and after then unavailable for World Cup? भाई बहुत problem हो जाएगा अगर ऐसा हुआ तो. Actually, you're right. Let Rohit get some runs as well. Yeah, I mean, he played a good innings the first one day, but yeah, I would like him to get some runs and also as captain, play as much as possible, understand his team, understand his squad, because I felt that was missing in those big two tournaments. I felt that was missing from him, captaincy wise. Will फॉर बुमराह अगेन गुरनूर पाजी अब देखना पड़ेगा. आईपीएल का भी मसला है बीच में, वो पूरे गेम्स खेलेगा नहीं खेलेगा. what we heard from the meeting is that the NCA Lakshman will have a say and all that. लेकिन will the Ambanis listen, will the owners listen? I don't know man, it's difficult. आप इतना पैसा डाल रहे प्लेयर पे, they'll want him to play every game. लगता है नेक्स्ट थर्ड ODI में बहुत चेंजेस होगा. चेंजेस मगर कितना कर सकते हैं आप? 4 तो कर सकते हैं, उससे ज्यादा तो नहीं करेंगे. 15 मैन का स्क्वाड है, राइट? तो मुझे लग रहा है कि अगर ज्यादा से ज्यादा 4 होंगे. आई थिंक 2 तो होना चाहिए, 2 होना चाहिए चेंजेस. Get your squad players in some rhythm and then you go to New Zealand and you play your first 11 that you played here, no problem. मुस्तफा भाई एक बात बताओ, ठीक है अभी BCCI ने रूल डाला कि यो और डैक्स टेस्ट होगा and then if they select Sarfaraz, isn't that a mockery of those rules? What if he passed the test? We don't know if he passed the test or not. If he didn't pass the test, then I get your point. But if he didn't get tested, then we won't know, right? That's what I'm saying. We don't know if he can play those long innings. I think he has a chance to pass those tests. Harshal Patel dropped T20 से. Would you make any changes? पर देखो चिराग भाई, और एक चीज मैं बोलता हूँ उस पर, तो फिर उसके साथ नाइंसाफी जब नहीं था यो टेस्ट, जब भी उसको सिलेक्ट नहीं करे, जब भी तो रन्स मार रहा था उन्हें, बांग्लादेश सीरीज में तो सिलेक्ट करना था उसको, राइट? तो इट्स नाइंसाफी तो थोड़ी हो रही है उसके साथ फॉर श्योर. Harshal Patel dropped T20 se, and that's to do with his performances. Harshal Patel, I felt he should have got one more game in that Sri Lanka T20, lekin he didn't. He's been getting hit quite a bit. Would you make any changes in the bowling side for the one day game, for the Sri Lanka game? If you can just tell me the options sitting on the bench, and then I'll let you know. Sarfaraz is in good form in red ball. Give chance to him. If he lost his prime, तब खिला लेगा. और बोलेंगे उन्हें तो पता नहीं था ये इंटरनेशनल में कोच करेगा. Yeah, I agree, man. This guy has been performing so consistently, scoring so many runs. You rewarded Prithvi Shaw. He's been scoring a lot of domestic runs. So if you're rewarding him for that, you need to reward Sarfaraz with a place as well, at least in the squad. And I feel that Sarfaraz could be a very, very important inclusion. He's a very good middle order batsman. और जो हमारे कौन बोल रहे थे, कोई बोल रहे थे कि मिडिल ऑर्डर थोड़ा सा वीक दिख रहा है. सरफराज कैन स्ट्रेंथन दैट, स्पेशली इन दीज कंडीशंस एट होम. स्पिन भी खेल लेता है, फास्ट बॉलिंग से उतना इशू नहीं है. तो ट्राई हिम आउट एटलीस्ट एज अ स्क्वाड प्लेयर. अगर you want to get him in the second third test, you have that option. मगर अब I don't know if he's going to be picked, Sarfaraz, unless there's an injury. It's going to be difficult. That's where, look, Surya Kumar, I'm all for him in one days. Magar test matches mein, I think Sarfaraz should have gone ahead of Surya Kumar. That's just my opinion. Do you think these fitness tests should be mandatory for domestic as well? Yeah, man, I think because how will the player be? The player needs to be accustomed to it, right? एकदम से आप इंडिया टीम में फिर एकदम से आपको फिटनेस टेस्ट करना है. They're not aware of the system and whatever, they might fail it. So get them adjusted, acclimatized from before. Make it in domestics as well, and don't give. I know then there'll be a lot more failures and थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जा सकता. But set that standard. If you're setting the standard for the Indian team, set it domestic wise, so that once they reach India, एकदम से परेशान नहीं होते. अरे भाई ब्लीप टेस्ट करना है, कैसा करते, परेशान नहीं होते. Arshdeep, Chahal, Sundar. I will get Arshdeep in for Umran Malik. And Sundar for Aksar, if you want to give Aksar a rest, but I don't know if they'll do that. Chahal, no, he can sit on the bench. Kuldeep should play. That's what I'll go with. ऐसा फील हो रहा है कि हम बोलते हैं रह जाएगा और वर्ल्ड कप और या स्क्वाड में और 11 में प्लेयर ऐसे हो गए जिनके बारे में सोचा नहीं होगा. भाई ये भी हो सकता है जैसा 2019 में हुआ था, एकदम से राइडू को ड्रॉप मार के विजय शंकर को ले लिए. उमरान मवी अर्शदीप मुकेश कुमार आर फास्ट बॉलर्स इन T20 सीरीज फॉर द न्यूजीलैंड. आई थिंक you're saying, right? Ibrahim bhai, so in that one, my fast bowlers will be Umran, Mavi and Arshdeep, and then Mukesh can be tried in the second or third T20. बीसीसीआई ने यो और डेक्स्ट्रा कंपल्सरी किया, लेकिन ये नहीं सोचा वड़ा पाव कैप्टन पास नहीं करेगा. मगर मैं ये भी बोल रहा हूँ कि यो टेस्ट ये ऐसा भी नहीं है कि इतना मुश्किल टेस्ट पास नहीं कर सकते. इट्स नॉट क्रेजी. इट्स अ फिटनेस टेस्ट व्हिच इज टफ. इट्स अ ब्लीप टेस्ट, बट उतना फिटनेस तो रहते हैं प्लेयर्स में इन जनरल. या सम पीपल माइट फेल इट, लेकिन यू कैन पास इट. इफ यू इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेटर, यू हैव चांसेस. You have good chances to pass it because you have to go to the gym, you have to do cardio anyway, so you are intact. Okay, theek hai, Rohit Sharma looks sometimes he's not fit or anything, but he has that cricket fitness. Otherwise he wouldn't be able to score so many big double centuries. I know you might say ki lockdown ke baad he put on a bit of weight, which is probably true, but it doesn't mean he's not fit. Like, I think he can when he's fully fit, he can run, he can he has the stamina. Let's put it this way: he needs to work on his injuries more than just how quick he's running or anything. He has to work on his injuries. जडेजा को डोमेस्टिक खेलना चाहिए ऑस्ट्रेलिया टेस्ट से पहले. आई एग्री. हमारे लेजेंडरी प्लेयर्स रिटायर इसलिए भी नहीं लेते हैं कि साला अगर मैंने छोड़ा और ये वो जीत गए तो मैं तो रह जाऊंगा, लोग बोलेंगे क्या और जीत गया वर्ल्ड कप. हाँ, ये भी हो सकता है, बट यू हैव टू टेक. फिर आपको मैनेजमेंट और कैप्टन को टफ कॉल्स लेना है. आप देखो, आप वनडे जो 2011 था, उससे 1-2 साल पहले धोनी कमिटमेंट कर दिया कि भाई मैं बस सिर्फ सचिन को लेके जाऊंगा, फिर ये गंगुली ड्राविड इन लोग नहीं रहेंगे, एंड जहीर खान को लेके जाऊंगा. आफ्टर दैट सहवाग, गंभीर एंड दीस गाइज वर स्टिल इन देयर प्राइम, तो he took them, but from the Lakshman, Dravid, Ganguly era, he didn't take any of those guys. So you have to take that decision as a captain कि भाई मेरे को ऐसी टीम लेके जाना है, मेरे को थोड़ा एग्रेसिव खेलना है. 1-2 एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स ठीक है, but I don't want to take everybody who some people, if they're not fit or if they're not in form, I don't want to take them. तो अब देखो, इंडिया के साथ ये भी प्रॉब्लम है कि भाई आपके पास इतनी ऑप्शंस होते हैं, इतने विकल्प होते हैं कि समझ में नहीं आता क्या करूं. एंड यहाँ पे ज्यादातर गलतियां होते हैं. Like, for example, you have Surya Kumar Iyer. You might go with one, but the other one is probably the better choice. Same thing with the bowling, same thing with the opening batting. ये भी है problem. अब के टाइम में धोनी नहीं है जो ऐसा डिसीजन ले. हाँ, बात तो सही है. Shubham Namdev, bhai, thank you. I think you're joining for the first time. Make sure you like and subscribe. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया for joining us. Who will be the test captain in future? As ODI captain is Rohit, T20 captain is Hardik. As of now, it looks like KL Rahul will be the future test captain. He is 30 years old and he is the vice captain of the current Indian team. So it looks like he's the next in line to be permanent captain. When that decision has to be made. Like in the middle, if someone else comes in, we don't know what's in store, but right now it looks like that. If you're looking at future, then Shubman Gill also has a chance, maybe. I don't know. Your new thoughts on Dravid, or do you still believe he's not a good coach? My thoughts are very similar. I feel that he still has to prove himself. He says certain things. They talk about certain ideas, but they don't implement it. As a lambi rasi denge, magar phir dete nahi. They're making mistakes that the last management did. Ravi Shastri को इतना criticize करते हैं, इन्हें भी वो गलतियां कर रहा, किसी को pick कर रहा, drop कर रहा. So I still feel that he has to improve as a coach. And that's what I'm going to say. Like, something positive wise, he's backing youngsters and stuff now in T20s. That's a positive, but I think he was forced to do that. So let's give this World Test Championship and One Day World Cup. If he wins one of these two trophies, I would say he's done a good job. If he wins both, I think he's done an excellent job. If he doesn't win both, then your answer is that he probably got to go. World Cup ke baad, any guesses on ODI captain Kon? Hardik Pandya is my guess. Rishabh Pant should have been test captain. I would have gone Rishabh Pant for sure, but we can't do anything. Hopefully he recovers very soon, and wishing him all the best. We don't want to hear news like that anytime, but it's unfortunate what happened with him, but hopefully वो जल्दी fit होके आ जाएगा. But अभी फिलहाल future ये जो करीब में जो फ्यूचर है अभी ये साल मुश्किल है ऋषभ पंत को खेलना, especially like to captains. CSA have done that in SA domestic system. They have enforced the same fitness levels as international team in the last 2 years. That they had players not meeting fitness standards performing in domestic. Exactly. So that's what you have to do. If you implement it at the grassroots or at least in the domestic system, then it makes it easier for the player when he makes the international level. He's not surprised, and it doesn't become ekdam se thing. And I've noticed this in the Indian team. Even you guys could have seen in IPL, a player performs like crazy or whatever, but then suddenly जब international game रहता, they don't meet that expectation straight away. Of course, there are exceptions, लेकिन ज़्यादातर ये case होता है, and that could be it, because sometimes the domestic structure is so different that there are levels to this game, whether it's fitness or the quality or whatever it is. There's always a big difference, and maybe you start there at the fitness level where you make that the same. At least that thing you can unify. This year, अगर इंडिया जीता वर्ल्ड कप, तो कोहली इंडिया का पहला प्लेयर होगा जो 2 वर्ल्ड कप लेके बैठा. कोहली के पास T20 वर्ल्ड कप और IPL नहीं है बस. And I think he will really go hard for that IPL trophy. In the next 2 years, I think he will go very, very hard this year and next year. T20 World Cup, if he plays, then of course, again, he'll have the opportunity. I felt that this last T20 World Cup, he was playing really well, and it was his best chance to win a T20 World Cup, but then you came up against an England side who were better. MI Cape को क्या हुआ? Perform poor than Eastern Cape. Yeah, man, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया. There's no excuses. Mumbai Cape should be winning every single game. उनके जो player है भाई, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया कैसा खेले. They didn't bat well. Lot depends on Brevis. I feel their batting, and he didn't perform, so everyone else didn't perform, but they still had a lot of players in the middle order. Nobody really clicked, and it wasn't that tough of a target. And credit to Quinton de Kock and his guys. I felt they played very well and made it tough for the MI Cape Town. If you guys have any other comments, questions, let me know. नहीं तो थोड़े मिनटों में मैं शायद इजाजत ले लूंगा. 1 घंटा हो गया, मजा आया बहुत. Thank you so much for joining. So much cricket going on today कि समझ में नहीं आ रहा. So if this is something that you want to discuss, let me know. But overall, test squad, I was reminded kindly from our friend that Sarfaraz should have been there. I think apart from that, very good squad. Attacking intent is there, aggressive intent is there. The spinners are sorted. Your fast bowling is pretty much sorted. Your batting is pretty much sorted as well. Wicket keeper is an issue, but you can't do anything about that because we don't have a Rishabh Pant replacement. You have to make that, create it. And now Ishan Kishan and KS Bharat have that opportunity. Punter, last test series, you are the captain. Make your team win against Australia in their country, and the next test series against Australia, you do not even in the team at home. Such is life. Rahane. Well, the thing with, yes, look, Rahane, his captaincy was outstanding in that series with that kind of team where everyone was struggling. It was just incredible the way that he led the side. Lekin after that, if you notice that England series, he had one inning with Pujara, good partnership, but apart from that, Rahane, that South Africa series, he was poor, bro, and like he wasn't consistent for like 3-4 series after that. ऑस्ट्रेलिया का जो था कैप्टनसी, नो डाउट जबरदस्त था, मगर बैट से रन नहीं आ रहे थे. वो भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज में उसका जबरदस्त 100 था एंड अनदर गुड नॉक. आई थिंक इन द लास्ट गेम आल्सो द वे ही बैटेड वाज रियली गुड, बट दैट वाज हिज लास्ट गुड सीरीज विद द बैट. अदरवाइज ही वाज नॉट परफॉर्मिंग विद द बैट, Rahane, and you had to drop at least one of Rahane and Pujara. They were both dropped, and you give youngsters a chance because you also have to look at a transition because Punter, now you have Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Pujara, Rahane. आप चारों को एक साथ निकालेंगे तो फिर कोई टीम ही नहीं रहेंगी. तो आपको you have to slowly shift, and I think Rahane's time came at that time because he was not scoring runs. You dropped him, then you dropped Pujara. Pujara went, scored runs and count and came back. Rahane should have done the same, then they would have got him back. Lekin he didn't do that. He didn't think. But now Pujara also, they'll have to move on in a few months or year time. They'll have to move on from Pujara as well. So you have to start getting in the young players and give them the opportunities. Now, Australia is at home. This is a very good test for a Shreyas Iyer, for example, as they reach that mark. If not, then you have Surya Kumar, Sarfaraz, these guys waiting in the wings. But you have to start the transition. If you're depending again on Rahane and Pujara and think to win you this test championship, then you won't have much of a future. You have to look at the young generation, and I think it's a good balance right now. You have Rohit and Kohli, and then you have a year over there. The biggest miss that they have is Rishabh Pant. If Rishabh Pant was there, this team would have been really good. Livingston should come in for MI Cape Town and Rabada for Archer. I think Livingston had not got the permission to play or something. That's what you were saying, no, Ibrahim bhai? I don't know if you said that, but yeah, Archer, is outstanding. But yeah, of course, Rabat, they have two amazing bowlers. One, they should not be both in the same squad. I don't know why Rabat and Archer are playing for the same team. You need to separate, put Rabada, send him to Sunrisers and keep Archer there. मेरे को समझ दोनों को रख दिया भाई, एक को बेंच पे ही डालना है. इंडिया में बॉलर को कैप्टन क्यों नहीं बनाते? बुमराह को बनाए थे, वो टेस्ट मैच हार गया था. अनिल कुंबले भी था, बनाते हैं, बट लाइक इन जनरल ज्यादातर नहीं बनाते. ज्यादा इवन अदर कंट्रीज, अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया रिसेंटली पैट कमिंस को रखे हैं ये वो, मगर आप देखें इन जनरल इंग्लैंड भी they never made Anderson broad captain, right? It was like Root and now Ben Stokes and things. So utna nahi hota, but yeah, Jeet Churag, out of context, Pakistan has won Max Hockey World Cup and now they're not even qualifying. Looking at the history, they were phenomenal in the sport. Sad they didn't care. Churag, I'm not the biggest expert in hockey, so I cannot give you a definite answer on this, but I can give you my opinion from what I was reading, that in the past in hockey, it used to be on turf, right? And now it's AstroTurf, artificial grass. So that has caused both India and Pakistan to decline in their game, and now you require a lot of pace, a lot of speed, and that's where Australia comes into play, Belgium and these guys. So maybe that could be it. That could be one of the reasons for the decline of someone like Pakistan, but I can't give you a definite answer. I'm really sorry, मेरे को उतना knowledge नहीं है hockey में, but hopefully with this World Cup I'll try to gain some knowledge. इस साल इंडिया वर्ल्ड कप जीता तो अपने लोग बोलेंगे, हाँ लोग तो बोलेंगे भाई आप जीतो या हारो लगने वाले हैं, मगर what do you want as a fan, as an Indian fan or any country that you're supporting, you want them to win. बात के बाद देख लेंगे, जो भी बोले excuses देते, उसके बाद फिर उसके counter arguments रहते. But if you lose, then you don't have much ground to stand on. You're playing at home. It's potentially Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma's last World Cup. Win that trophy for them, and keep it home, keep that trophy there, and that's all we can ask for if you're supporting India. And if you're supporting another team, then you have to back your team, right? And whatever people say after that, if they win, it doesn't really matter. Brooke has not got permission. Livingston, Brooke has not got permission. You're saying Livingston is available. If he's available, then he should definitely get a chance. Chirag, now pressure will come on Kohli and Rahul to perform in test because Pant and Shreyas were carrying them in the last few matches. Yes, and Pant is not available, so that's going to be a big thing. If you notice, even in that England series at home, Rishabh Pant rescued India of some tough situations. जब Anderson को reverse ये सब कर रहा था, उसमें भी 5-6 विकेट जल्दी उखड़ गए थे, and he played Joe Root very well. Jack Leach, he took him out of the attack against Australia. In Australia, he took Lyon out of the attack so many times. I think there was a documentary usme Nathan Rishabh Pant said about Nathan Lyon ki like he wasn't expecting me to come at him like that, and thoda sa shock mein aa gaya. So Rishabh Pant is that kind of player where he gets the bowler off his line in length very quickly, and the captain and bowler have to change their plans. So he's going to be a huge miss. I'm telling you, in this series, it's not going to be as comfortable for India, and Rishabh Pant is one of the main reasons. You could have talked about him like, as a white ball player, kyun de rahe the chances ye wo, but in test matches, he's India's best player in the last year or so. He's been outstanding in every single series I can think of. उन्हें कहीं ना कहीं contribute किया. Bangladesh के against उसका century नहीं आया, मगर he played some vital innings. Will there be a pink ball test in the India versus Australia series? As of now, I don't think so. लेकिन I'm not 100% confirmed about that. There should be, because I remember the last India versus Bangladesh हुआ था, right? Pink ball, or India versus England भी हुआ था pink ball. So there could be, but I don't know as of now. Let me just check India versus. But if anybody knows, let me know. It'll be good to have a pink ball match. Why not something different? What do you guys think the pitches will be like? Will it be ranked tennis? Because I remember in that England series, पहला मैच में भाई उन लोग नॉर्मल विकेट रखे, which is a good batting wicket, and slowly deteriorates. उसमें रूट आके ठोक दिया 200. उसके बाद फिर नेक्स्ट मैच से खाली रैंक टर्नर्स 2-3 दिन में गेम खत्म कर रहे थे. What do you expect? I love rank turners, so I don't mind, but what do you expect? And should India play like that? Take that gamble, because you have Lyon, Agar, Smith, Labuschagne, all these guys who can also turn it and pick up wickets, and you're not too confident on your batsman against spin either. So would you take that gamble, or would you go with a batting wicket where you win the toss, bat first, and put pressure on the opposition? Then you're depending a bit on the toss as well, right? How would you go? At least on the rank turner, you take the toss out of the equation because it's going to turn square from ball one. Let me know what you guys think, how the pitches will be. Of course, we'll discuss that more in further detail as we get closer to the India versus Australia series. But for now, I think I'll wrap up. We have the India-Sri Lanka third one day. Me and Fez will discuss that before the match and then after the match as well. We will discuss that game. It's dead rubber, but plenty to look forward to. Hopefully, we get some players getting some chances. Surya Kumar in the one-day unit, maybe Arshdeep also. India, you have to bat first, but not in a ranked run. I remember in against England, the times where they bowled and they won the game. In that England series, even against South Africa, when South Africa came, you have to bat first if it's that sort of wicket. So, batting per deteriorate. If it's a ranked runner from ball one, kuch bhi kar sakte hai aap. If India wants to play with WTC final, then they do what they did in the past, and thing is they want to, so history gonna repeat itself. Point. Sky doesn't have long in his career, so if they want to play him in Test, I think this is the best opportunity. I don't know, but then who would you drop? I don't think you can drop Shreyas Iyer right now because he's been performing, in the tests as well. He had very good performances against Bangladesh. I know he has the short ball issue, and if it does get exposed, then you can drop him. But like maybe you have to start with Iyer and then see. But I think Surya Kumar should at least get a one-day. He should be in the one-day in T20. In tests, I would have still gone with Sarfaraz just based on his performances. I would have picked him over Surya. But now that Surya is there, you could very much try him. But you have to first see if in the first two tests how the 11 plays. If there's someone consistently failing in 4 innings, then you can drop him and bring Surya in. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining. Really appreciate it. There's a Premier League game on now, so you can watch that. I think it's Leeds versus Aston Villa. Tomorrow we will hopefully come to you with the other cricketing action. There's so many leagues going on. Like I said, a lot of cricket to follow. And you guys, please join us because I know all of you are crazy cricket fans and you're watching. So there's some things that I'll miss. You can help me with that. It'll be very nice. Where is Hanuman Vihari? That's a good question. Where is Hanuman Vihari? I don't know where he is, bro, to be honest. I think this ODI World Cup will be an eye-opener for Indian team because we have issue playing in pressure matches and we have literally nothing to handle it in our playing 11. We don't have any. So basically saying कि pressure situations में ये team को मसला होता है and हाँ लोग इंडिया के साथ in general होता है right like अगर आप 2013 के बाद आप कोई ट्रॉफी नहीं जीते धोनी के कैप्टनसी के अंडर भी आप प्रेशर में क्रैक हुए वो 2015 वर्ल्ड कप अगर ले लो या 2016 T20 ले लो आप फिर उसके बाद विराट कोहली की कैप्टनसी में आप क्रैक हुए 2017 में और 2019 में फिर आप रोहित शर्मा एंड 2020 फिर रोहित शर्मा के कैप्टनसी में भी आप क्रैक हुए तो मेरे हिसाब से थिंक विहारी प्लेइंग 75 of 245 balls. That's good, man. Shows he has patience. But Vihari, one thing that I noticed when I was watching him, he's not that pleasing to the eye. I think his technique can be vulnerable. And I noticed that in that Australia series, उसको short ball पे जब डालते थे थोड़ा परेशान हो रहा था. But in the middle order, he's brilliant. If you remember that innings, was it with Ashwin? That was outstanding. So like he has guts, man. Like in tests he can guts it out. But maybe they're looking at more stroke players. They're looking at someone who can up the ante in test matches. Maybe they're changing the template. But yeah, it's been a bit harsh with him. I don't know what his record was just before he finished. If someone knows, let me know. Before his last few games for India, how his record was. But in that Australia series, it was outstanding. But yeah, like with the new ball, थोड़ा सा उसको bounce करे वो करे तो थोड़ा सा problem होता है उसको. शुक्रिया बहुत बहुत सब फिर मिलेंगे कल थैंक यू सो मच मेक श्योर यू लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब फॉर द लेटेस्ट क्रिकेटिंग कंटेंट वी विल डिस्कस अ लॉट एंड इट वाज रियली गुड टुडे टू डिस्कस द स्क्वाड्स एकदम से आ गया था मैं एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहा था टेस्ट सीरीज का तो फिर वो भी डिस्कस करेंगे विल गेट आवर प्रेडिक्टेड 11s फॉर द इंडिया न्यूजीलैंड गेम series. We'll get the predicted 11s for the India Australia as well as time goes, and we'll take it from there. Oh, sorry, man, I have to take the comments. एक player जो कभी नहीं चलता, he is still playing, right? Left-hander issue रहता वो अब भी है. Number 8 पे बैटिंग चाहिए होती नहीं है. How are we improving? क्या बोलूं चिराग भाई देखो अगर आप देखें आपके पास लेफ्ट हैंडर था ऋषभ पंत वो नहीं है तो अभी जो लेफ्ट हैंडर्स है मे बी दे डोंट ट्रस्ट देम एज मच बिकॉज दे हैव नॉट बीन प्रूवन ये वजह हो सकता है नहीं तो ऋषभ पंत तो पक्का खेलता है राइट लाइक तो आपको लेफ्ट हैंडर वो तो उसका जवाब ये हो सकता है हाउ आर वी इम्प्रूविंग यस राइट नाउ देयर इज नॉट बीन इम्प्रूवमेंट बट देयर वाज अ टाइम वेयर वी वर इम्प्रूविंग एंड दैट वाज व्हेन विनिंग अवे मैचेस इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया लेकिन दैट हैज टू बी कंसिस्टेंट आफ्टर दैट you lost in South Africa, you drew a series in England where you should have won. So yeah, I agree with you. There has been lack of improvement. that could be because of selection issues, that could be mindset. I agree also that bade games mein ye player nahi aate hain, like they don't come to the fore, they don't take the game in the scruff of the neck, so that's what they have to work on, and they have to try and improve. How they do that, only they know. They're professional players. You have a team management, coaching management there that they do so much, and they'll have a better idea than we do, right? So yeah, I agree with you there. Thank you, guys. Chalo, I'll go now. 5 minutes left for the Premier League game, so we'll watch that, and I will catch you tomorrow. Thank you so much to everybody for joining. I really appreciate it, and it's a lot of fun, engaging, a lot of different thoughts. Like the Sarfaraz thing was out of my mind, and then you guys reminded me. So बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया उसके लिए, and जुड़ते रहिए हमारे साथ. Hopefully Fez will be with us in the next episode. Missed him today, but yeah, and we'll get more guests on as we go along. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a good rest of the night.